Hey guys, welcome to BitBoy Crypto. I am your host, BitBoy. Today we're going to be bringing you guys another episode of the Complete Idiot's Guide to Crypto. This is where we take issues and topics in cryptocurrency that may seem complicated for someone who's new to the space, or maybe someone who's just been here for a short amount of time, and we explain them to you in a way that makes them very easy to understand. You find that's the case with most of these topics, is they're actually very simple. It's just a little bit harder maybe to understand what they are if somebody doesn't stop to explain it to you. So today we're going to be talking about stablecoins. We're going to be talking about what they are, what purpose they serve, and why you would want to use them or maybe not use them. So don't forget also to become a member of our community. We call it the Bit Squad. All you got to do, click the subscribe button and the bell for notifications. Drop us a like while you're at it. If you drop a like and a comment on this video, you have the opportunity to win $500 worth of Ethereum and merch for October and November. I'll be announcing when we're going to do the live stream on the last day of this month, but the month is ending very soon, so we're going to be doing it in the very beginning of December. So, okay, guys, let's get into this. What is a stablecoin? Well, in the name, it says it clearly. It's a stable coin. We certainly couldn't say Bitcoin is stable when we look at the volatility of it. And a lot of people who want to invest, especially institutional investors, they want to invest in something that's pretty much a sure thing. With cryptocurrency, you're certainly not getting that in the short term. I believe personally, not financial advice, in the long term that it is going to, no matter what, go up. But that's my personal belief. It's not guaranteed, I guess would be the best way to say it. And so because of that, investors are always looking for something that they can kind of hedge their bets with, if you will. So if you took a bunch of money and you invested it into Bitcoin and you wanted to let it sit there and all of a sudden there was terrible news and the price started dropping, and let's say you didn't have a way to cash out very quickly, then you're going to be in a very bad spot. Well, stablecoins are something that you can do in order to stop that bleeding, if you will, or really just use those stablecoins to pick a point to re-enter the markets. So for instance, I was on a trip last year or earlier this year, probably around March or February, which was total fire sale. Everything was dropping. And I was about to leave for a trip and I was going to be gone for like 8 hours. And it was the day that Binance had gone down. Binance went down due to an internal bug. It wasn't a hack or anything like that. And I knew the price was going to drop, and it did. So as soon as I heard about this, I said, oh my gosh, I'm going to be driving today. I don't want to have to be fooling around with, buy orders or, logging into my Binance. I didn't even have my computer with me at the time. And so what I did was I took what I had in crypto on exchanges, which I don't keep much on exchanges, but I had what I had on exchange and I moved it over to Tether. This was probably before I realized how bad Tether was. We'll talk about that in a second as well. But Tether is a stable coin. So what I was able to do is I was able to take my money, put it into the stable coin, and no matter what happened with the price of Bitcoin or the price of cryptocurrency, in theory, it should have stayed at the exact same amount. So let's say I had $2,000 worth of Bitcoin, and the Bitcoin price dropped to, or we'll just say I had a whole Bitcoin at the time. It was around probably $8,000. So let's say I had $8,000 worth of Bitcoin. I had one whole Bitcoin, and I took my money and I put it into Tether or another stable coin. Even if the price of Bitcoin dropped to $6,000, I would still have $8,000. That's the reason that people use them. I tend not to do that very much because pretty much almost every time I've done it, it's either been I either lost a little bit because maybe the market's bounced back up faster than I went back in, or either I just stayed the same. So I really don't use stablecoins personally. I just ride or die with Bitcoin. That's just kind of the way that I am with cryptocurrency. But that would be the reason someone would want to use it. Now, what is a stablecoin? A stablecoin is a cryptocurrency that is pegged to an asset, right? So you have different classes of assets, obviously. The two most popular ones that people use are the US dollar and gold. I actually met a guy, I can't remember the name of the project. He was trying to make a diamond stablecoin, which was really crazy. I thought it was a really great idea. There's someone who I think is also doing with oil. There's all kinds of other markets that people are pegging stablecoins too. But the most common one is the dollar. So that's what we're going to talk about today. That is what Tether uses, TrueUSD uses, Gemini uses, Coinbase uses. All of these projects that are cryptocurrencies in the top 100, most of those in the top 50, maybe all of them at this point. Tether's in the top 10. I think the Coinbase one is now in the top 30 or at least in the top 40. So they're ranked very high. TrueUSD is up there, I think, somewhere in the 20s. And so what they are is they're pegged to the dollar. And so there is a one-to-one ratio of a stablecoin to a dollar. So if you have 100 tether, that means you have $100. Now, you might say, why wouldn't you want to cash out? Well, first of all, when you cash out to fiat, you create a taxable event, first of all. And second of all, you can't re-enter the market quickly. You got to take it out and then put it back in. Most people who use stablecoins are looking to get in and out very quickly, okay? So, like, if you had your money on Binance, I'm just using that exchange for example, and you thought a price drop was coming, you could bounce into Tether or True USD and then back out to whatever it is you wanted to buy again when you felt like you had a good entry point. Using stablecoins are all about finding a new entry point. It's not about cashing out. So I will say this, I think it's very important to understand, I don't endorse Tether at all. I think Tether is by far the worst crypto or the worst stablecoin. It's very manipulative. It's involved with Bitfinex, which is also a very, very sketchy company. And so I may use the word tether a lot. I really use the word tether as a verb. That's how it's kind of become in cryptocurrency. You say, oh, I'm going to tether. You don't say, oh, I'm going to stablecoin. It's just what you say. It's kind of like Band-Aid, but Band-Aid if it was really, really, really bad. So, but, you know, with Tether, the problem is a lot of people have said that they may not actually have the amount of money that they say that they have. So that's why earlier I said theoretically there should be a one-to-one value between the asset and the stablecoin. But with Tether, there's a question on whether or not that is true. They didn't have a full audit. They did have a law firm come in and say, oh yeah, they have what they say they have. But I'm not 100% convinced of that. And in general, I like to stay away from Tether. So not financial advice, but if you are going to use stablecoins, I would certainly say the ones you want to use would be, and I have no affiliation with any of these, the Gemini coin, the Coinbase coin, the Coinbase dollar, I believe it's called, and I think the Gemini dollar as well, and then True USD is another one. I probably, if I were to say which one I would personally use, I would probably say the Coinbase one because they're one of the most stable companies in all of cryptocurrency. So, but you have to remember, whenever you do use a stable coin, there is an inherent risk. There is a risk that something crazy could happen. We saw when True USD got listed on Binance, the price went up 134%, which it should never do that. The price should always stay, give or take a percent, because it should never go up or down more than a penny or even at a penny. You should see the price fluctuating fractions of a penny only. So when True USD got listed on Binance, it went up 134%. And if it can go up to $1.34, then in my opinion, there's also a way it could go down as well. So that's why I tend to stay away from stablecoins, but there's been a lot of new ones popping up, and I felt like it was good for me to do this video. Hope you guys understand now what a stablecoin is and why people would want to use it. And then it's up to you whether or not that's something that you would be interested in. So like I said, I hope you guys got something out of this video. You learned something new. If you did, make sure you drop us a like on the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Until next time, BitBoy out.